With my disappointment in regards to my review of the Corsair H1500 headset, which you can check out right here, I didn't go into my review of the Corsair VOID headset with high hopes. I mean, how could a headset that looked more professional be worse than a headset that was clearly aesthetically designed for gamers? So did the Corsair VOID live up to my low expectations? Let's find out. So starting off with the aesthetics, the Corsair VOID headset has rectangular ear cups complete with a 90-degree swivel function that allows you to rest the headset on your neck when it's not in use. While not necessarily as useful as outward-facing swiveled ear cups, it still allows you to have a broad range of head motion when you take the headset off. The headband for the VOIDs is height adjustable and has microfiber foam pad for comfort. And unlike the H1500s, the VOID's headband is enough to keep it on my head even when I look down. The ear cups are complete with the same microfiber foam ear pads as the H1500s and have a spacious design that allow it to completely encompass my giant ears. The roomier feel of the ear cups avoid ear compression and reduces the gross sweatiness that can develop from the ear pads that are constantly on your skin. On the left ear cup, you'll find the adjustable unidirectional noise cancelling microphone, a microphone mute button, a volume adjustment dial, and a 1.8 meter long matte rubber cable. I actually found both the mute button and the volume dial button something that I used often when I was testing out the VOIDs. It really wasn't inconvenient at all to adjust the audio this way, and was actually easier than trying to find the inline volume controls on a cable, since kinesthetically I knew where the dial was at all times. On the outside of either ear cup, you'll find the completely useless RGB lighting. I just find it so ridiculous that there needs to be lighting on something that you'll never see while it's in use. Unless you're using your computer next to a mirror and constantly checking to see how awesome the RGB lights are, I just don't get how putting lights on a headset makes any practical or even visual sense. Anyways, moving over to the Corsair software utility, which is how you control the lighting, it actually is really well designed. The Corsair Utility Engine, or Q for its acronym, has all of the standard audio EQ settings that you would expect, including the virtual Dolby 7.1 surround, but also integrates all of the RGB peripherals that Corsair offers into one simple software package. So you can adjust the K70 keyboard, M65 mouse, and VOID RGB headset all from one location, which is really convenient. However, let me again take this opportunity to criticize the lighting on the VOID RGB headset. While there are 11 different integrated choices for the various lighting schemes on the headset, 4 of them are just how fast the LED blinks, and 3 of them are variable breathing options. Not very diverse and just kind of gimmicky. With regards to the quality of the audio of the headset, Corsair again delivers an okay sound experience with their included 50mm audio drivers. The audio experience on the H1500 was slightly superior, with the VOID suffering from more distortion at higher volume levels and washed out treble. It's acceptable for a gaming headset, but definitely not a good audio experience. And for noise cancellation, it's only the volume that's going to block out the ambient noise. The microphone on the Corsair VOIDs is of relatively okay quality and it's pretty decent for a gaming headset. However, just like the Corsair H1500s, it suffers from not being able to be positioned well in front of your mouth and from a low recording volume experience because of the poor positioning. However, there is a useful indicator light on the end of the microphone that lets you know when it's muted. I said it's muted, but you couldn't hear me because the microphone was actually muted, so yeah. Conclusion time. Going into this review with low expectations allowed me to be pleasantly surprised by the Corsair VOIDs. The VOIDs didn't suffer from most of the same pitfalls of the H1500s. The volume wasn't excessively loud, the design allowed it to stay on my head comfortably, and the microfiber didn't really scratch my ears since the ear cups went around my ears and instead of on them. The VOID headset has its own problems though, with the extra cost for useless RGB lights, a poor microphone positioning system, and a worse audio experience. Suffice it to say, the Corsair VOID will not be becoming my daily driver, and I will be sticking with my HyperX Cloud 2s. However, if you're in the market for a new headset currently, the Cloud 2s are 500 Rand more expensive than the VOIDs, and the VOIDs are 100 Rand more expensive than the H1500s. I personally would spend the extra 500 Rand on the Cloud 2s to get the extra mobility from the 3.5mm jack, the better audio experience, and detachable mic, but the VOIDs are currently well positioned enough in the South African market to warrant a purchase if your budget isn't quite 2,000 Rand for a headset. And with that, I would like to give a big thank you to Wootware for sponsoring this video on the Corsair VOID RGB USB headset. Wootware has a great selection of peripherals for you to check out, as well as anything else that you might need for your gaming rig or home office. With low prices and an uncompromising customer support team, you should head on over to wootware.co.za to woot up your life. And that's it for this review on the Corsair VOID headset. Like this video if you found it helpful. Dislike it if it was more disappointing than RGB lights. I just don't get them. Subscribe to stay up to date on all of my tech-related content, including a few more reviews coming out on some Corsair peripherals. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.